Hey everyone, my name is Travis and I'm the founder of Meshy. Meshy is a simple online 3D design tool, and today I'm going to show you how you can use Meshy to design functional 3D printed parts. Let's get started. Alright, so here I am on my web browser and I've just gone to www.meshy.design. I'm going to skip through the welcome message for now, and there are three sections to the interface. The first is the viewport, where you can view and manipulate your 3D model. The second is the user controls sidebar, which has tools for uploading, editing, and downloading your model. And the third is the feature history bar at the bottom that has icons for each of the features that have been added to the model. So the first thing you're going to want to learn how to do in Meshy is move your model around in the viewport. This is pretty straightforward. If you left click and drag, then it will roll the model. If you right click and drag, you can pan, and if you scroll in and out, you can zoom. The next thing would be editing your model. There are currently 6 editing tools in Meshy. I'm going to walk through each of them. Once you get one of them down, the workflow for the rest of them will be pretty straightforward. So if I click Cutout here, you'll see it says select a location for the feature. My cursor in the viewport changes to this plus icon, and if I click on the model, then it will add a cutout feature at that location. I can change the location I've selected by either clicking select and selecting an entirely new face, new position on the same face, or I can manually manipulate that start point by changing the values in the input boxes there. I can also change my profile shape to any of these options. If I change from circle to rectangle, then my diameter parameter changes to length and width. So I could set this to 50 and 50. If I set my end condition, I can change that from blind to, or from through to blind, to get a shallower cut. I can rotate my profile on the selected face, and I can draft my feature. Positive values draft inward, so I can get this truncated pyramid. Negative values draft outward. And when I'm happy with my feature, I can click accept. Now you'll notice that this adds a feature icon to the feature history bar. If you hover over that, you see feature 2 rectangular extrude. I can go back and edit this feature if I want to change one of the parameters by single left clicking on that icon and selecting edit. I can then change any of the parameters. So say I actually wanted this to be halfway into my model, I could change my depth there and then click accept. That change is saved. If I did change my profile shape, then you'll notice that the icon also updates. It's now a circular cutout. Alright, so works very similar for extrude. Click out location on the model. In this case, I'll show you that if you change the direction value from normal to reverse, then it will go into your model, and if you change it to mid-plane, it goes evenly in both directions. I think in this case I'll leave it as normal, and I will center my cylinder on the face, top face here, and click accept. Now stretch shrink is a little different. When you click the model, you'll see that it adds a plane. I can change the direction that I want my plane to go in. It'll be centered around my start point no matter which one I select, but it can be parallel to any of the 3 main planes. I'm going to move this to the center here, and I can stretch in both directions, so that would move both sides of the model outward. I can just stretch in one direction, if it's important to keep the origin of the model in a specific spot. I can also shrink the model, so if I do that, then it removes the center section given the specific shrink distance. But in this case, I'm going to leave it as stretch. Click accept. Split trim works very similarly. So I can select a location. If I leave trim as neither, then it just splits the model. And when I click accept, I've got two solids in the model, and I go to download it, I'll get this prompt saying, do you want to download them as separate files? This is useful if you have a model that you want to print in multiple sections on your 3D printer because it's too big for the print bed. You can split it into multiple files and then download them separately. This case, I'm going to trim off the positive side of the model. Chamfer and fillet, these only work on linear edges at the moment, not faces or curved edges, but they're still very useful. You just click chamfer, and then you can change your chamfer distance. Fillet works similarly. I can fillet an edge, an outer edge. I can also chamfer and fillet inner edges, same way. Finally, when you're ready to download and 3D print your file, you can click download mesh. You see a STL file is created. If I want to go back and, if I think I want to go back and edit this later, edit any of the features I created, then I'll also click download model. This downloads a .meshy file, and I can later upload that and have access to any meshes I had in the previous model and all of my feature history. So as an example of that, I'll reload the page. It starts back out with the default cube, and I'll click upload model. Do you want to replace the current model? Yes. .meshy. So you'll see my feature history is back in here, and I can go change any of these values, and those update. You can also share .meshy files with other Meshy users to collaborate on designs. So that's pretty useful. And if you want to keep up to date on Meshy as it grows, I'm updating it frequently. You can click subscribe, and I will send you emails whenever I have a new update. You can also click feedback and leave a comment or a question here if you'd rather do it one-on-one versus in the comment section. So I hope this was useful, and I hope you use Meshy for your own project and design something really cool with it. Thanks.